Hello, my little nerds and nerdettes. Please join us for another episode of
Dungeon
Dungeon
Crawlers!
Crawlers.
Dungeon Crawlers.
Okay.
Dungeon Crawlers.
Oh, the dragon is speaking in backwards speak. Oh, it's because I had to
What?
flip him because roll20 is messed up. Hold on, let me fix
Oh.
that.
Oh, I was like, what? Anyways,
Of course. What more could we expect from this perfect, never failing to function exactly as intended app?
yeah, you're not wrong. But the group has made their way through the forests with a couple detours. Upon entering, they found a small village, seeming to be abandoned. Finding their way into said village, looking around, they ran across a group. And this group hidden below the city seemed to be talking in unison, almost like a hive mind. Upon further inspection, the other half of the group ran into a lure of sorts that seemed to draw them in and kind of beckon them. You fall into a pit as the pit gave way, kind of almost like a trap roof. You find yourself staring at this almost cavernous type room, and in this cavernous type room, a large pool, and in this large pool, these slug-like, almost like organic / inorganic plant-like slug creatures, hundreds of them swimming around. Upon further inspection, you notice that the villagers themselves had these creatures almost attached to the back of their heads. After having kind of a discussion per se with this larger entity, it referred to its maker or its patron or its
mother.
its mother. It kept referring to this mother entity that it seemed to respond to, seemed to answer to, seemed to yearn for, and wanted to bring you into this hive mind. After a very chaotic battle, many of you seeming to be controlled for most of the fight, and having a little bath. You guys had a little bath. Along with some great battle between Axel and this creature alone for a while, and Strat fighting it off as well. You guys managed to come up out on ahead. But at the end of this battle, the almost like an execute order, these creatures caused a bloating reaction, and the villagers whom you wanted to save. Something down the windpipe. Down the windpipe. These these townsfolk that you wanted to save, to help. Upon looking at them further, you notice it looked like they've been dead for some time and are just kind of almost seem to be what's the word I'm looking for? Not robots, but like hosts, like these long past dead hosts, and they exploded, causing the party to take quite a bit of damage and Sophia to be down in the meantime. We come to the party is heavily injured. You're in a pit right now. The rain is pouring in.
And Sophia's unconscious.
Sophia's unconscious, and I believe she's at 2 death saving throws.
I'm 1 and 1.
1 and 1. All right.
But I've made 2 death saving throws.
Correct. Sophia's not doing too good as she was kind of floating in the water as Patience had made her jumps and leaps across the water to get to her as she began to sink into this kind of muck water mixture, as the rest of the group is also pretty heavily injured and not doing so well. And that's where we'll pick up.
Can I first like pull her out of the water to a safe spot, like kind
I
of
am
on
out of the
the
water.
side?
I'm up
Oh, you
against one of
are.
the walls. Yeah, I died from the explosion.
Oh, okay.
Or not died, but went down from the explosion.
So where we leave off is the group. You're still in this pit. The mudslide that you guys had kind of slid down. The rain is continuing. Heavy rainfall is continuing to pour down as you guys are kind of coming to your senses and noticing, the creature has obviously is kind of laying there. It's bleeding out into this water, mud, muck, and that's where we come to. So, what are you guys doing as the pit is filling up with water? At this point, it would be about mid-thigh height for the majority of you, depending on your height. KB, is just about, for you, it'd be probably just below nipple height.
So it's filling up fast. Like we need to
Well, it's not
get
filling
out of
up
here.
horribly fast, but it is filling up. Yes,
Well, I'd be drowning then, right?
you were drowning. You were kind of on top of the water, and you were kind of beginning to like sink in. And before we had ended last episode, Patience had run to you to grab you before you had sunk below this like mud mixture,
Gotcha.
and that's
The
where we
the
left off.
the ever thinning mud water mixture.
So I'm right next to KB.
Yep.
So I'm gonna look at him really quickly. You okay? Do you need help?
No, I'm good. And I'll point to Sophia and I said, I think we need everything we have.
How many death saves do I need to make before I'm not stabilized yet, correct, Ginge?
No.
No,
So
Can
I would need to make one every 6 seconds.
pretty
I
much,
want.
yes.
I would like to attempt to stabilize Sophia.
Okay.
Possible.
Do you have a kit to do so? Do you have a first aid kit?
That's a no.
Mm. That would be a no.
Dumb question.
Yes.
Might be
you guys never-
counterintuitive. But do sorcerers ever get any kind of anything that could be conceived as some form of healing spell? Not like, oh my god, a healing spell, but like something?
Divine
I
soul
have-
sorcerers, I think.
Ah, shit.
Yeah, I think you can go
I have
deep enough
healing,
into the.
but I'm the one that's down.
Exactly, but that's what I mean. Like in shit like this, where it'd be nice to have like even just a little heal spell, just for at the end of a fight, being able to get somebody stabilized. But okay, never mind. I'm not
Yeah.
divine soul, so cannot do. Carry on.
Yeah, I don't have a med kit.
Okay. So what are you doing?
I'm gonna run over towards them and look at Axel and mind link at it with him. You okay? You took kind of a beating there.
I'm pretty banged up, but I think we need to get out of here before we start worrying about that.
Sophia, make a death saving throw.
Thank you,
Did
Frosty.
you figure out how to do that? Oh, here we go.
God damn.
Sophia's
Oh,
breaths
didn't.
have become
There.
ragged and shallow.
No. No.
I can't even see that. What is that? What is this weird? It's got like a purple box around it. I can't see the number.
A wisdom medicine check lets you try to stabilize a dying companion or diagnose an illness.
Does it?
Yeah, it doesn't need a med kit. I think it just
Correct.
makes it. I think that just makes it easier.
I think it gives you proficiency on it, yeah. Or like some advantage, I don't know.
me see.
Okay. So, roll to stabilize. As at this point, the the breaths become very ragged. Um,
The DC 10 check.
yep. You pull her up through the water, and as you do, you immediately kind of not like shove her against the wall, but you kind of hold her up out of the water, and you begin grabbing pieces of cloth and anything that you can get your hands on, and begin to like pad the wounds and like stop the bleeding as much as possible.
Just because
Did
I'm
you want-
curious. Oh shit!
Mm.
Thanks for saving me.
Okay. Would have been done.
Oh, damn.
I'm gonna retrieve all the weapons that I threw at it, and then I'm gonna start looking for a way out of here.
Seeing
Okay.
that Sophia's been stabilized, I'm gonna also be looking for a way out.
I'm gonna put Sophia in a fireman's carry, like kind of on both of my shoulders, and start looking for a way out.
Now, Sophia, don't you need to roll a d4?
Oh yeah, to see how long you're out.
Yeah.
3 hours.
Mm.
So
Well, better that you're unconscious for 3 hours and instead of forever.
Yeah, dead
Yeah.
for 3 hours. Yeah.
Dead for 3.
We'll see you for dinner.
So, as you get her up against the wall and you stabilize her, you immediately gently pick her up onto a fireman's carry, and from the fireman's carry, you kind of begin to look around the room for a way out. Roll a perception check. And while this is happening, Axel, you
Hold on, I'm also looking, so I'll roll.
for a way out.
Yes.
Okay, so then either you guys can each individually roll a perception check, or one of you guys can roll with advantage.
Both shit. Whatever.
Okay.
Why is it doing this?
And Axel, what are you looking for again?
A way out.
A way out? Okay.
Yeah.
Excuse me. What you guys notice, or what you guys see, is the only way out that you are noticing is either one, you kind of just see the tip of the tunnel that you guys came out through, Patience.
Mm.
That's what you notice, but the water is to the top of the doorway. So you're not sure how far you'd have to swim before there's air. You're not entirely positive on that one.
There's a tunnel over there. I think it might be the one that Sophia and I went down when we were separated from you guys, but it looks like it's filling up with water. It might not be safe. Or we might have to swim. Alright. Oh.
Diablo, you're so smart.
Oh?
I like literally couldn't see the rolls. It was doing that weird thing where it puts a color box around the number and then the number's dark, so you literally can't see it.
Ew.
Sometimes the dark mode gets real fucky.
It has not been like that, so I don't know why.
Again, this website, this application, perfectly functioning, no flaws whatsoever.
All right, coding boot camp. Let's see you do better.
I probably could.
Anyways,
You know what? I
as-
think I will actually.
Jesus Christ. Anyways, Axel, from what you're noticing and what you're seeing with your role, is the only other way out is the kind of like slide entrance back up the way you guys slid in.
That's actually
Um,
exactly where I would have been looking. So I'm gonna see if I can like try to climb up it.
Yeah.
Make a I would say you could do a strength, dexterity, or acrobatics. But no matter what you do, it'll be at disadvantage because the water is pouring in, and it is absolutely pure mud.
Ooh, bitch! A 20 and a
Nice.
21.
Damn.
Okay, so Nova,
Dirty 20.
you run to the mud wall, and you don't climb. You more anybody who's ever been in the snow, you kind of dig into the snow, like you almost kick the mud so that your foot is lodged as you begin to climb up, and you kind of punch into the mud, and you're grabbing like huge clumps of it as you begin to climb up this basically mud slide. Make one more at disadvantage because it is a decent ways. It's a decent ways up, and the rain is just pouring.
Whatevs.
Okay, so you do slip, so make one more as you lose a couple feet. Okay, so it's enough that you make it to the top, but you are physically exhausted. Not an point of exhaustion, but you are physically just beat as you kind of with the first roll, you get a majority of the way, about halfway up, and you begin to get good footing, but with the rain pouring, and now as you kind of come out underneath that lip and the rain is hitting you at the same time as the mud is kind of flowing down, you miss one of your steps and you slide back a couple feet, and you go to grab and you can't get a good footing, and you slide a couple more feet, and you begin to kick in even harder, and your muscles are just screaming, and every fiber in your arm and legs is just at its absolute peak. But you do manage to get to the top, but it's one of those ones where you don't get to the top and then you kind of stand up and walk out the other side. It's one of those, like, you get to the top and you just barely get your hands over the edge, and you almost lose grip and slide all the way back down, but you kind of like lay on your stomach and begin to like pull and like roll yourself up over the edge.
Okay, so making it to the top and being
Sparkles,
exhausted.
sparkles.
Making it to
You got
the
a
top.
rope?
I was just gonna do that. I'm gonna, like, exhausted. I'm gonna pull my pack off my back and pull my rope out. And I'm just going to, like, wrap it around my arm and then grab it in my hand and then toss the rope down. And then just
Okay.
kind of, like, dig my heels in at the edge to give me a little bit of leverage. Since I imagine I don't have a lot of strength at this point.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how much, and then how many feet of rope do you have? Do you have enough?
Hold on. 50
Should be
feet.
50 feet.
You should have just enough. So,
You lie down flat on your stomach, you'll put more surface area on the ground, and that'll keep you more stable.
I don't want to go down head first.
so you do
You know what?
lay
That's
down.
fair.
You do lay down, or not lay down, but you sit down and dig your heels in. You throw the rope over the other side, and you kind of wrap it around your hand. All right. So the rope is dangling now at the entrance of this like mudslide area. The water's beginning to fill up at this point. KB, you're just about to a point where you're gonna have to start swimming.
Hey, dude, why don't you go next?
I'll look at I'll pull a Gimli and I'll look at Axel and say, "You think you could toss me and give me a boost?"
Give him the
Yeah.
fastball special.
Toss me. Toss me.
Yeah, let's go.
That's me.
You gonna try and toss him?
Yeah, I'll give him a boost.
Okay.
I mean, I'm assuming not all the way up, just up out of the water to grab the rope.
How much does KB weigh?
Probably
I
not
know
that
that I
much.
have it written down, but let me look real quick.
I'm just curious of you
No.
being pulled or thrown up and then grabbing the rope and the weight of that. You're small enough, it should be fine.
Yeah, I didn't fill it out. I don't know.
Like, what, like
There,
100
I
pounds,
remember
maybe?
asking that question. He's 4 feet tall, so yeah, probably less than
About
100 pounds.
40-ish pounds, 40, 45 pounds.
Really? That little? Damn.
Roughly about what a goblin weighs.
Yeah,
Itty bitty
I'd
dude.
say.
Oh yeah, it is saying about 40 pounds. Okay.
I mean, I imagine KB is probably like as old as my 8-year-old, who I think is 60, 65 pounds. So yeah, roughly that much. Between 60 and 80.
So actually, you are able to kind of lift him up and give him a boost towards the rope. You are able to grab onto this rope. Now, Axel and Nova, you'll both make strength checks. 1, to hold the rope. 2, to climb up the rope.
Oh wait, so why is Axel doing it? You mean KB?
Or not Axel, sorry, KB.
Okay, so I'm doing strength.
Yes. Because you're literally just holding on to the rope. Okay.
Fucking awesome.
Oh my god.
We fucking failed, man.
So, Axel,
Net
Didn't we do
one?
this
Come
last
on.
time where we
So-
both had strength saves and we both got like less than 5?
Oh,
So,
Yeah, not
KB,
strong.
you grab as Axel kind of like does like a shot put, like shoves you up into the rope. He gets you like not at the edge of the 50 feet. He gets you up like a good 10 feet. And you get like, you're a quarter of the way up the rope. You grab onto the rope, and as you go to take that first step, 2 things happen. 1, Nova, you slide, almost let go of the rope. So, make a dexterity check to see if you can grab the rope before it slips out of your hands.
you literally using like my worst skills at this point. This sucks.
Shouldn't have been the first one to climb up.
Mm-hmm.
So, 2 things happen. 1, she drops the rope. Instantly, KB, it's like something out of a Looney Tunes cartoon. It's like, step, step, and you just free fall. And as you do, you almost like stepping on ice. You do that running in place, eat shit, scorpion, let go of the rope, and slide all the way down. Nova, in the last like foot or 2 of the rope, you manage to dive forward, grab the end of the rope, and not lose the rope down the slide.
And not fall down the slide herself.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Okay, so at this point, holding the rope, I'm gonna look down at Axel. Kind of sigh, mind link with him. Yeah, I don't think I can do this. I don't know what I was thinking. Do you think you can get up here and help me?
I think I can certainly try.
Okay. So you have 2 options here. Actually, you can either try and use the rope up, or you can just try and make your own little way up.
What is each
So
option
you
for
could do
trying?
dexterity, strength, or acrobatics, which I believe is strength anyways. So
Acrobatics is
or
dex based.
dexterity. Yeah.
Athletics
So
is strength.
you can do either one of them because 1, dexterity, you're trying to maneuver in a way that you're like grabbing, but you're not just like physically pulling yourself up. You're kind of jumping and finding little points to do it. Whereas strength, you're just kicking your feet into the side of it, and you're just trying to pull yourself up.
Yeah, will both of them be at disadvantage?
Yes, because it is raining.
Okay. Yeah, so I'll go with strength. Just want to make sure. 8.
Okay. The water and the mud rushing is to a point where even with your physical prowess, you just can't seem to find a foothold or a way to dig in and get up. And you take like 2 or 3 steps into this mud wall and immediately slip. And you find yourselves back in the water that you began in. And at this point, KB, you kind of like hit the water and you come back up, and you are, at this point, you are swimming. And it's not an easy swim either, because it's not just water. You have this like thick mud mixture, so you're treading, but it is physically exhausting you, and you feel like the longer this goes on, you might start having issues continuing to tread water.
Damn. He's gonna like put his shield on his back and take out both of his tomahawks and sort of use them as improvised like ice axes, like climbers use.
That will give you a straight roll.
Okay, yeah, I'll try that. 18.
Yeah. Whack, 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 and you just begin to make your way up. Make another roll.
Okay. Come on.
Yeah.
25.
Nice.
Frustrated and pissed off at this point, you watch as Axel shoves the shield on his back and 2 tomahawks come out, and he kind of slides. Do you wear shoes? Can't remember, Axel.
Yeah, he wears boots.
Okay. The boots kind of come off, and he begins to like dig the claws into the mud and the 2 tomahawks, and just begins to whack, whack, and he's not even standing. You're almost, because Axel is so tall, he's almost at like a little bit of a V, and so he's kind of standing and he's like walking, but at the same time just like digging. I mean, each hit of the tomahawk goes in pretty damn deep into this mud to make sure that he's got good grip. After about a good minute or two, Axel, you do manage to make your way to the top of this kind of mudslide. Within that time, KB, you're treading water and beginning to get tired. Patience, the mud water thickness is just about, I would say, collarbone height, and you can feel the tips of your toes begin to, like, you're beginning to have a hard time finding purchase. Like, if you take a step forward or step backwards, sometimes there's like a dip in the ground, and you find yourself going whoa, 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 and having to take a step forward to find another purchase of somewhere to stand.
Okay. Let's see. I still have my. Let's see. I still have my arms up because has it been 10 minutes?
Has it been 10 minutes?
Since the last time I saw them, which was like kind of like the last maybe 2 rounds of the fight, I think.
I would say at this point it's probably been 2, 3, 4. Pretty damn close. Maybe about another minute.
Okay. I mean, if I have to, I'll burn another key point. So it says I can use my wisdom in place of strength when making strength checks or saving throws. I don't know if that count for like a strength-based skill or not, or just like using. Oh, it does.
An athletics check is a strength check. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a very specialized strength check.
Okay. So, yeah, I'd like to try to, so I'm holding Sophia with my actual arms, but I want to try to use my astral arms to help pull myself up the slide.
Okay.
With the rope.
Okay. So, well, the
Yes.
Axel have. Yep. Okay. So go ahead.
Well, yeah, I guess we'd have to wait for Axel to be at the top because
Correct.
I'm
Is he
not
at the
having
top?
much. I'm not.
He
having much-
just, and he did just get there. So as long as he is reaching out to grab the rope, yeah.
Yeah,
You'll be
I'll
fine in that
I'll
regard.
definitely take over.
So
I'll
go
happily
ahead.
hand it to him and then flop back in the mud.
No, I'll let KB go first. He's the one a little worse off.
KB, you heard
But
the man.
I'll reach out with my arm and hold the bottom of the rope to sort of try to help belay from the bottom. If I can. Yeah.
It's just strength.
You can either do strength or yeah, you can do strength because if you're using the rope, it's going to be strength. And then Axel, you as well to make sure you have a good hold on the rope.
If I
Ouch.
take Skelly off my back and like plant him into the
There he
ground,
goes.
he's like a 2-pronged spear. Can I get like advantage on it? Use him as like a post.
You're basically planting a post in the ground and then putting the rope around it.
I'm gonna say yes minus roll a generic strength check.
Yeah, not athletics,
Just-
but
Well, no, I know, but a generic strength check. You're gonna see. I want to see how hard you're punching that into ground.
oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, yeah. All right,
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like you're not just gonna put it in the top. Like oh yeah. So you put Skelly onto the ground and you do like a Sparta kick downwards, and you drive it deep into this mud ground mixture, and it's in there sturdily, and you tie the rope off to that and then as well you take a step forward and kind of do like
Yeah, still
like a
hold on to it.
like a loop around and put your hand on it and then grab it as well, so you have kind of like a double negative. So yes, that will give you
Multiple
advantage.
points of failure.
Correct.
Yeah. Yeah, fucking, I get advantage. I roll like double 2s. 22.
Woo!
I mean, double twos.
Yeah,
I predicted that shit.
but without that advantage,
Yeah.
So yes, so then KB, yeah. So this time KB, you managed to, you're pretty exhausted yourself, and you managed to get a hold of the rope. And actually with a 22, he kind of helps you a little bit. Axel does, and he kind of hand over hand pulls the rope up at the same time.
I'm not up yet.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about KB.
Axel.
Yeah, he's helping KB get up faster.
Oh, okay.
Joke's on you. I'm not going to drop it back down. You can die.
No,
No,
you
just
bitch.
Later.
But you
That's
do
not
manage to
fun.
get KB up with that check. So that would leave, and at this point, Patience, you are swimming, and because you are holding Sophia above this water mud mixture at the same time, it is doubling the effects of your fatigue.
Okay. Is the rope within reach? Did you drop it back down?
Yeah, I dropped it back down.
No,
All right. I'll use. So
it's one of those
holding
like
her
those
with my
bad
real
guy
arms.
movies where you stand, or like sorry, the only thing that comes to my head is it's one of those like bad guy movies where Axel's standing at the top of like the ravine, looking down at you, just like like
Yeah.
watching you drown.
He's like the guy. He's like the guy in the first Indiana Jones. Toss me the whip. Adios, senor.
Yeah. But the rope gets tossed down to you, and it's dangling in front of you, and you're treading water heavily. So, Axel, you have advantage. You have disadvantage. Patience. But
Okay.
I think you said no. You would still be at disadvantage because I don't think you're even with your skill check. That doesn't give you advantage. It just, or does it? I can't remember what you said.
It just lets me use my wisdom
Wisdom.
stat instead of strength.
Correct. So go ahead and roll at disadvantage.
Okay.
23. Hold on.
Yeah.
I'm gonna roll acrobatics since it's the same bonus, like to the roll, as it would be with athletics for strength. So this is athletics, but I'm just rolling. Okay.
Okay.
And then, all right.
14 and not
So
bad.
that's the first one. So now go with the one more.
Well, now I'm out of the water now. Am I still at disadvantage?
Correct. Because the rain's coming down. So the reason it's at disadvantage is you're trying to climb up basically a giant mud slip and slide while it's raining.
And I'm carrying somebody.
And
Yeah,
you're also
totally,
carrying
yeah.
somebody.
Yeah,
So
okay.
honestly, if there was a double disadvantage, it would, you would be,
Mhm.
you're hurting. So, okay.
Okay.
Okay. So you'll have to roll one more. So what's happening is you manage to get yourself up out of the water, and the astral arms are helping a little bit, and they're kind of, they're giving you a little bit of that pull. But every time, roll one more. All right. So every
Cool.
time you take that step forward, you just kind of feel like your back legs slip, and your arms are pulling you, but your legs are just not finding the purchase that you need. And you manage to get going, and luckily Axel's got a good grip, and he's helping you, and he's really pulling at the same time that you're pulling as well. And you almost lose it the one time. You slip and you go down to like your knees, and you begin to kind of like lose a foot or two, and you manage to kind of stick your toe in at just the right moment, and it kind of like you find yourself, you stick your toe in, and you're gliding on your knees, and when you stick your toe in, it kind of helps you get standing back up again. You almost feel like your calf's gonna burst at the same time though, but you manage to get back to a standing quickly. And noticing this, Axel really grips the rope, noticing you're the last one, and just begins to really hand over hand pull you up at the same time as you walk, which aids a lot. A voice from beyond, like I said, owlbear.
Like I said, owlbear.
But you find yourself at the top of this pit, and all of you are physically exhausted. Sophia is breathing, but raggedly, and you're out. The rain is still pouring down, and it looks to be middle of the night.
Man, I've been slacking on my leg days. Holy shit.
Well, let's I guess find one of these buildings to shelter in. Wait out the storm at least.
Sounds like a plan.
I don't know where the rest of these townspeople are, or how many are left.
Well, I mean, Sophia and I went through a good number of their houses and didn't see anybody. So, safe to say, this probably, that was it.
Or hopefully now with that hive mother thingy being dead, maybe they won't be a problem anymore.
Maybe more people will come out. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, probably not, because they, well, at least the ones that we saw, they fucking exploded.
Yeah, they didn't look too good down there.
No.
What about the first house that we went into when we first came into the town?
Any of them's as good as any other at this point. We'll just
Yeah.
start walking towards the nearest building, still carrying Sophia.
Okay.
And I'll drop my arms.
Are you going back to which building are you going into? Can you ping it for me? Because you guys are
We're
gonna
in the
come out
center, right?
right
We're, like,
about
in the center.
here. Yep,
Okay.
you guys are kind of coming out in between those two, like where the two trees are to the left, and then the one tree. That little like slide was right in between those two trees.
Remind me, when we went into that, like, building that was most likely a tavern,
That was right here.
that was, like, all the food and stuff in there was spoiled, wasn't it?
A lot of it was that you found in the basement. Yes.
Okay. Well, we might be able to salvage some stuff, so I'll walk in that direction.
I'll untie the rope from Skelly and hand it back to Nova
Thank you.
before yanking him out of the ground. Nice job, Skelly.
So, I'm assuming then you're walking towards the town hall area or house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The inn/tavern like building.
So you walk into the building, and just like before, the one things that you notice are just kind of the musty dust, just stale air of this building, and not so stale anymore as Patience and Sophie, you guys, Sophie, is it Sophia or Sophia? Sophia,
Sophia.
With an
Sophia.
A, Sophia.
Sophia. Okay. You guys had walked into the building, opening the door, kind of allowing that almost like that rush of new air to enter. So you guys walk into the main entryway of that building. The same thing you notice. You see the kind of the footsteps, Patience and Sophia that you guys had walked into there before. You notice the stair or the footsteps that kind of come in, and then they lead down and then go into the basement or cellar area. So what are you guys doing?
Is there an upstairs?
There is.
We'll go upstairs and see if there's or if we're able to get into the rooms.
Yeah. So one thing you do notice when you come up, there's up the stairs. There's 3 rooms. There's one to the far left, one kind of up, and then to the left, and then there's like another little small room there, and then there's one to the far right.
The one to the far right, is that like a bigger one?
You're not
Seemingly.
sure. That door is shut.
Okay. I'll go. The other 2 are open.
One is open and one is partially like shut. Like it's like half open, half shut.
But the one on the right is completely shut.
Correct.
Okay. I'll gently set Sophia down kind of in a sitting position against the wall.
Okay.
And try the door.
It's locked.
Ah, shit. Alright, I'll pick her up again. Just in kind of like a arm carry. And go into one of the open rooms.
One is a like an office type area. The middle one is an office type room. You see there's like books and like things kind of strewn around. There's a chair that seems to be laying on its side, and then on the far left hand side, if you're going to walk into that one, that is a single bedroom, kind of like a smaller bedroom.
Okay.
Looks like it was like a child's bedroom or something like that.
I'll lay Sophia down on the bed.
Is this door made of wood?
Which one?
The locked one?
Yes.
Okay. Can I burn it down?
Divinity!
I mean,
Okay. Yeah.
what's
Do you want
the
to burn it
rest
down?
of the building made out
That's
of?
what you did in Divinity, right? You just burn the friggin' doors down if you couldn't unlock them.
Yeah. Yeah. I am gonna do that. So I want to cast Energy Beam, and have it be fire. Do I just roll to hit?
Roll to attack.
No.
Okay.
Wow. Not great.
12 hits. Roll damage. Okay.
It's fire damage.
Are you aiming for the center of the door, the lock? What are you aiming for?
I'm kind of targeting like where the latch and like a lock would be. Just
Okay.
so if it only burns a portion of it, I can maybe access that through what it burns away.
It does hit the lock and kind of melts portions of the door handle lock. Roll a d6 for me and tell me even or odd. Okay.
4.
Even. It does not catch on fire. It does char the area around the lock really bad, and for a second you see kind of like like the smoke rising from the wood, and you're like, ooh, shit, and you kind of like quickly walk up and like pat it down, and it does not catch on fire. You're not sure if the lock is open or not, but it is damaged.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to kind of jimmy it open.
It's partially, it jimmies. It doesn't open all the way, but it partially opens. Like you melted the lock and fucked up the whole locking mechanism. And as you do open it, like something catches it in the door. And you're not sure if maybe you hit it again, if it'll like completely disintegrate whatever's holding that in place.
So I try to kick it the rest of the way.
You can try if you want to.
I get like just an unarmed strike. Is that what that would mean?
Yeah. It hits. Roll damage.
2.
Okay. You guys watch as KB like runs into it. The door jiggles and it almost breaks. And then you feel like it hits something on the other side of the door, and you kind of there's like this much of the door is see-through now, like a good chunk of it, and it looks like maybe a dresser was pushed up against the door at one point.
Oh shit.
Oh no.
But I don't hear anybody.
You don't hear anything.
I need a strong boy.
I'll
I was gonna say they
I'm,
went
I'm
upstairs,
assuming
right?
I'm assuming I hear this.
This
Yeah.
is upstairs, correct?
He's just, yes, and Patience is like right down the hallway from you. But yes, this is all happening upstairs. So the rest of the group, Patience, you lay Sophia down and you immediately hear and something hits the door and you're like, what the fuck? And then like a second later you hear, oh, damn it, and you hear something like hitting a door, and then you hear, ah, I need a strong boy.
And I'll poke my head out and be like, having some trouble over there?
Yeah, help me get this door open.
What?
Uh,
What the hell
just
did you do with that thing?
FYI, Ginge, I'm still downstairs. I probably would have just sat down and leaned against the wall and just waited.
Yep.
Till everybody figures their shit out.
I got it.
What's Axel doing?
He's right down there with her.
Y'all are joined at the hip.
Better believe it. Don't
It's
be
okay.
jelly bird.
I don't have a reason to be jealous. I got Sophia.
Aww.
So yeah, I'll look out and just be like, I'll walk out into the hallway and be like, what the f did you do to this door?
Well, I burned it a little bit, but I think
I-
there's some furniture in front of it on the other side.
Okay.
Maybe if we both
Hmm.
push it, we can push it open.
Yeah, let's give it a shot. Together on 3.
So
Do you
roll-
how do you
roll
want to do this? Do you want
roll
to both
attack
roll?
with yeah, you can either both roll or roll with one of you guys can roll to attack with advantage.
I think couldn't we just try to push it?
You want
Because
to
it's slightly open, right?
well, it's slightly open, but the lock is still kind of in place. Like you didn't fully break whatever
Oh.
the lock is.
Okay.
God dang it.
Yeah, I'll kind of try let's try to kind of body slam it a little bit. So one of we can both roll or one with advantage.
Correct.
I think we're better off if I let you roll with advantage, probably.
Okay. I'm just rolling an attack or like a check.
Attack. And
Okay.
then that's just to break the lock, and then you'll be rolling just a strength check with advantage to try and push the door through.
I'll try. Yeah. And 23.
So the kick lands barely, but it lands, So you manage to break the locking mechanism, and then you hear immediately like as it hits something.
Mhm.
And then so now roll a strength check. And you
Okay.
can roll that with advantage because KB is helping you try and shove whatever's on the other side of this.
Just strength or or athletics.
Strength.
Okay.
Because you're shoving whatever this is. Okay.
Mhm. Pretty good. 18.
So, you guys, you kick the door and you hear the last like latch, whatever kind of was on the other side, breaks through and bends. And as it does, both of you at the same time, kind of 1, 2, 3, and you hear as something slides across the floor. And there's now enough room for you guys to kind of worm your way into the room.
Get in there, skinny.
Does it look like does it look like it's the best room of the place? Bound
It
to
is.
be.
It looks to be, as you peek in, make a perception check. Okay. It's pretty dark, but with your dark vision, you're able to kind of see the room clearly enough. It looks to be kind of a master bedroom, along with maybe a small office attached. So probably the head of the village, head of the town lived here. And what you do notice is on the bed, um, an individual sitting up against the edge of the bed, and he's like hung himself.
Ooh.
Oh.
Oh, jeez. Does
Definitely the coolest room in the place.
it smell pretty bad in here?
It's pretty rancid.
Oh, God.
You let the smell out into the
Oh,
rest
this-
of the place.
Oh, this guy must have been here a while. God damn.
Maybe we should have stayed out of it. I don't know why I let you convince me to break this door open.
You're the one who fired a fucking. I don't know what the fuck you did to that thing, but you're the one who started it. I just tried to open it and couldn't do it and said, "All right, fuck it."
I felt like we had done some good and had earned access to the nice room. You know.
Well, I mean,
Should have known.
we can get him out of here, I guess,
Uh,
or we could just not, or we could not. You know, it's up to you. I mean, if you're really attached to this room, I mean, it's a nice room, I guess.
I'll say to Patience,
Minus the ceiling decor.
hey, close your eyes for me 1 second.
Why?
Just trust me. You don't trust me?
Famous words of somebody that shouldn't be trusted.
I'm not.
Just close
not-
your eyes and ears.
Fine, I'll close my eyes, but I'm not closing my ears.
And as his
And I'll do like this, and then like open like a gap between my fingers so I can see what he's doing.
yeah, I just want to rifle through the drawers and see if there's anything important or valuable there.
Make a either perception or investigation. Investigation if you're actually like physically looking for something.
Yeah, so I'm looking for like things that would be valuable, like jewels or anything, and then potions. Those are really the two things I'm looking for. I got a 26 on investigate.
Oh yeah.
Great.
You find a couple of things as you're like quickly like just clawing through everything and ripping through the drawers. You find 25 silver, 1 gold coin, and a copper. You find random clothing, some jewelry, but the jewelry looks pretty shoddy. You're not really sure if it's worth anything. And then you do find a journal. And then some random like town ledgers and whatnot. That's pretty much all you find. Not much in the room. Patience, roll. Are you actively trying to see what he's doing, or do
I
you?
did. I put like a hand over my eyes, and then as soon as I hear him like move away from me, I'll like gonna open a crack like this.
You kind of see him quickly toss the room. Like just
And then
like very fast. He's like drawer to drawer, through the clothes, through the dressers. He grabs a couple things, shoves some things in his pocket, grabs like like some things off the countertops, and like just rifles through shit real fast.
Do I see anything that he takes?
If he's not actively trying to stealthily put it away, yes.
I'm gonna try to put the journal in my like waistcoat, and then the other stuff, um, the coins and the jewelry, I'll just hold in my hand, and I'll tap Patience on the shoulder and be like, let's give this man his room, and I'll hand you the coins and the other stuff, and I'll just say this is all that was in here, and I'll just give it to you if you want it.
Well, I mean, I guess he doesn't need them anymore.
They're
Poor
doing
guy.
no good here.
Yeah.
So roll a fuck, what is that? A
Sleight of hand.
sleight of hand. Thank you. KB.
I am actively trying to see what he's doing. So should I roll against it?
Yes.
Okay.
You
I
don't
do
see
not
shit.
see him take it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
KB does this like magician's illusion trick where he's like, check out these coins and jewelry, and then at the same time like shoves the book behind him and like down like the back of his pants and like pulls his shirt over quickly.
The focus basically
Yeah.
brings attention to something while he does something
Yep.
else.
Classic magician trick. Oh. All right. So you said it was 25 silver.
25 silver, 1 gold piece, and a copper.
Shit.
And then some like really shoddy jewelry. Like you're not even sure if it's worth anything.
Oh shit! What the fuck? Damn it! I had electrum pieces. Ew, electrum. Ew. Ew. And shitty jewelry.
And I'll just as we leave, I'll just say, I'll help you get Sophia maybe in a comfortable bed.
Yeah, we found a room. She's I think she'll be okay, but I mean, you can do whatever you want. I'm gonna stay with her until she wakes up.
Yeah, we should. I don't know what else is going to show up in this town, so we should probably all stay together.
Yeah, I mean, I guess let us know if the rest of you guys go somewhere else.
Yeah, I mean, I guess Sophia's usually one that sets the alarm. So
Yeah.
and it's nighttime, right?
It's like middle of the
Dark
night,
out.
maybe early morning. You're not sure. It's raining pretty good, and it's very dark outside.
Yeah, I'll just go to the top of the stairs and yell down to Nova and Axel and say, "Hey, there's a couple rooms up here. If you guys want to get a rest?"
Alright, thanks. I'm gonna like say that half-heartedly and not move. And I'm gonna mind link with Axel. You think we can trust this place is safe? You think they're all dead or all gone?
I think there's a pretty good chance. But if you want me to, I can stay up.
Nah, you've done enough. I just am worried they're still lurking around here. I suppose if that thing was controlling all of them, it wouldn't make sense for them to still be bad now that it's dead. But I don't know.
Or dead.
Yeah, or dead. I'm gonna like slowly get up. Alright. You wanna go settle in then?
Yeah.
I'll head up the stairs. And you said, Ginge, there were 3 rooms? One was the room that they broke into with the dead person. One
Yep.
is the kids' room that Sophia's in. And then there's another
And
room?
me.
And then like an office.
Okay. I'll go into the office room.
Yep.
and
I'll follow her.
I'll set up my bedroll.
Uh-huh.
And then promptly lay down.
Okay.
I need to reach in some hit points. After laying down, still gonna be mind linked with Axel. Sorry I left you to fight that thing for so long. I felt like the whole time we were fighting, I just was running back and forth trying to keep them out of the water. Kind of felt like babysitting. So I'm sorry that you had to take a brunt of it.
It's all in the job. So that's what I'm meant to do, yeah?
Yeah, but I don't want you to have to do everything by yourself, or always have to do most of the work. I appreciate
Yeah,
you.
well, sometimes that's just how it goes down. And whether or not these 3 clowns are with us or not, I'm still gonna keep you safe no matter what.
Smile. Yeah, you haven't failed at that, that's for sure. We probably would have been better off dead fighting that thing without you.
Warfare is the pride and joy of my people. We're kind of good at it, you might say.
So I've learned. I'm kind of doing like a slow, this is all still mind link talk. Noticing that her words are getting slower and more paced as she's talking to you. And then after that last comment, I'm just gonna fall asleep.
Yep. As you drift off into sleep, what is the rest of you doing? Sophia, you are out cold.
I'm. Oh, sorry.
Oh, no, you're good. I was just going to say, I'll spend my 2 hours of light activity to stay up for the first 2 hours and keep watch while Nova falls asleep.
Okay.
I'll
Roll a
Oh.
perception check for me.
Okay.
Okay.
Average 10.
and I'll stay kind of by the bedside until Sophia wakes up.
I said it was 3
Yeah, I
hours,
think
right?
I'll.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, go ahead, KB.
Yeah, I was just gonna set up a spot to sleep in Sophia's room too. So I'll take I'll do my kind of nightly ritual, set up my bedroll, get my dirt out, set it all out and try to get some rest.
Where are you sleeping?
Probably just on the floor in the room that Sophia's in. There's just
Okay.
one bed in there, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we're just laying on the floor too. Because we got I just set up shop in the office.
Yeah, I think just like a little kid sleeps on the floor, like next to your bed, you know, makes a little
Oh.
pallet. And
Oh.
Okay. So, anybody else doing anything?
Nope, I'm just waiting till
So
what's
the
up.
night takes you all as you kind of crawl in, close your eyes, and begin to fall asleep into a deep sleep. Axel, you spend the first 2 hours kind of listening and paying attention, and it's one of those it's one of those on edge watches. So there's several times where you think you hear something moving, and you kind of like get up, investigate, and it ends up being, just like the house creaking between the wind and the rain. And you sit back down upstairs and you like sit there and like you do that thing where you're like sitting in the darkness and you're just like wide-eyed watching things because you think you hear things, and almost like your mind's playing tricks on you. But after the 2 hours, nothing happens or piques your interest any more than just that. And you find yourself crawling into bed yourself and falling asleep.
Yep.
About 3-ish hour, like another hour after that, Sophia, you do come to, with 1 hit point, and you kind of wake up, and you notice around you, patients kind of sleeping, along the floor.
I'd probably be like sat like with my back kind of on the against the bed. But yeah, probably fell asleep after a while. We did exert ourselves pretty heavily.
Um, and then you notice KB, kind of curled up in the corner of the room as well. And you being so physically and just beat down, you, being the bed is actually pretty comfy. You lay your head back and fall asleep as well. Um, the you guys have you guys can all get a long rest as you guys sleep through the night, some harder than others, and ouch, you find that you end up sleeping in a little bit later the next morning.
Yay, I got all my sorcery points back.
Forgot about something that I could have done that might have made the climb out a little easier. Oops.
I know exactly what it is too.
Yeah. Were you waiting for me to use it?
Step of the wind, or whatever it's called. Isn't that
Oh
what it's
well, that
called?
too.
Where you're not affected by difficult terrain.
What? What happened? Hello?
Oh, oh hey. Good. You was kind of worried about you there for a minute. Those.
I had the weirdest dream.
Oh no, that was all real. Wasn't a dream.
You mean we fought that thing?
Yeah. You
No, but there's this pool, and I wanted to go in it.
yeah, you tried. I
And
kept trying to
then we
stop
met
you.
some there was these villagers that weren't making any sense. The whole thing was like a dream.
Oh,
The last thing I'll
I guess it'd be
remember is
pretty. I guess it'd be pretty weird if we all had the same dream.
you fought it then. It's
We
gone.
did. Yeah, but
And those people we found? Were they
they,
real?
they were. They were, and not anymore. I guess they're real dead now.
And a little smile goes over Sophia's face.
And I dreamed I dreamed I was a monk.
Uh, well, okay, that part might have been a dream.
I dreamed I was the one holding you up.
Well, no,
once.
that happened. I think. I don't know. That part is kind of fuzzy.
Well, then, maybe that didn't happen.
It's something like that happened. I mean, it was kind of
No,
swarming us, and
I leave the fighting to you.
I don't know. You can hold your own. Not in the
What
same
about-
way, but
What about the others? Were there
Uh,
Axel and Nova? Did they make it?
yeah. They're all right. I think they're still here. I didn't hear them leave.
What time is it?
Is it sunny outside yet, or is
Uh,
it still raining?
Fuck, did my camera go off? It is. When you look out the window, it's sunny, like the sun's out, but it is extremely foggy.
So it's like kind of cloudy.
Yeah, it's just you're not sure if it's cloudy. The fog is so thick you can't even see like the sky.
But it is daylight.
Correct.
I don't know.
I-
Look outside.
Still foggy. Was it raining before?
Yeah. It was
I remember arriving here. We're in the village, aren't we?
Yep. Still here. After we fought that thing, we had to struggle to get out of that pit. Did a number on all of us, I think.
Maybe he kind of rolls over and says, "I can't wait to remember leaving later."
Yeah, I'm
Did
right
anyone
there with you,
else-
man.
Did anyone else hear that voice in their head? Calling them?
No.
Did I? When I was,
No, you shook it off.
well, I shook it off when we were down there in the pit with the creature, but I was, charmed by the lure.
Anybody who got charmed heard almost like a calling, like somebody beckoning to them to come.
She was calling me to like a mother?
Oh, I heard that too.
Do either of you think it's weird that back when they were in Mycie, we ran into someone who was reaching out and luring people to her? And in the next village we reach, it's the exact same thing again. Now, I never heard the voice of the other one. But it's oddly similar.
I don't know. That one was a lot more like creepy. There was no oh yeah, I'll just go over here and go to this thing that's calling to me. No, it was like I want to stay far away from this fucking thing. I
You don't
mean,
think they might be a little bit... They might work in different ways? It's strange magic. Though,
see, that's where you lose me.
it's everything so hard to remember. But I don't think the one we saw... If the one down in the pit was real, I don't
I'd
think
say it was
that
real.
looked familiar. Different than the wizards from our dream.
Yeah, it definitely didn't seem like that. I don't
Still a
know,
strange
man.
coincidence, I think. I wonder if Nova has ways to protect our minds.
I suppose you could go ask her. The two of them didn't skip town in the middle of the night.
Wow. Meta pigeon here. After all I did for you in that pit, letting my friend fight the thing by himself and spending all of my time shooting your asses out of the damn pool. That's the thanks I get?
My ass?
Meta pigeon over.
I mean,
My
I don't blame
ass
them.
was
In my
never
case,
in the
I
pool.
definitely would leave their ass. Like, if we weren't injured. Like,
I'm gonna try and sit up still a little bit. You can tell that my mind is just racing. And then I'm gonna lie back down.
A little longer.
5 more minutes, huh? It brings me
You know,
back.
my dad always told me, if you're tired now, you're gonna be just as tired in 5 minutes. So you might as well get up.
Oh my god.
Is this KB or is this Diablo
This is
talking?
KB, yeah.
Sometimes the line blurs. I'm not sure which one it is.
Mhm.
I fell asleep so fast you didn't even hear it. I didn't even hear it.
Well, I'm up. Guess I'll go see if it's still there. I'll go check the other room. Or they're in there, yes.
Yeah,
The two of you.
they look to be, unless they went somewhere else.
They didn't run away in the middle of the night.
as soon as you open the door, a tomahawk lands in the door frame, like at head level, right where your face would be.
Oh, holy fuck.
Oh, it's just you. Sorry, my hand slipped.
Actually, roll to attack.
Oh shit.
Actually, no, don't even roll to attack. Roll me a d6, even or odd.
Oh shit.
Odd.
Nicks your shoulder and lands on the wall next to you.
Whoa. Well, I would say you could have killed me, but I bet you would have liked that.
I mean, maybe. Depends on if you piss me off or not.
Just checking in, I guess. You guys good?
I'm gonna like do one of those really great stretches. Like you all know what I'm talking about. Like when you're just fully extended, you feel it from the tips of your fingers to the tips of your toes, and it's just like the best stretch ever.
The
And I'm
ones
gonna
that
sit
make
up.
your legs and thighs and all your muscles like shake.
Yeah, like really good stretch. And then I'm gonna sit up. Yeah, we're good. Feels so much better.
Yeah. Well, good. Listen. Thanks for Thanks for that. Yesterday.
Don't mention it. You'd do it for me, wouldn't you? I'm gonna
Maybe.
be searching his
Cracks a little bit of a smile.
I'm gonna do the detect thoughts right as I ask that question to see if I can get a read.
So
On
top
how
thoughts?
Well, how the more I guess would be the feeling, but when he's saying the words, or when Patience is saying the words back to me,
Patience.
what feeling would I actually get as you're saying those words?
She's only half lying. But yeah, it's
I mean, it's not surprising because that's what I would expect too.
she's fucking with you guys.
Yeah, so the only reason I was doing that is because I kind of anticipated
Mhm.
the thought behind it, but I'd be kind of cracking like a little bit of a sarcastic smile. Well, should we get the hell out of here?
Let me go rally the troops, and we'll see about that. And I'll take the tomahawk and kind of toss it back to Axel. A little harder than maybe I should.
I'll catch it and say, well, you saved me a few seconds. Maybe you should have done that last night, too.
Orval's got jokes this morning. Closes the door.
I'm gonna let my smile fall. And mind link with Axel. Yeah. Somehow I don't get the feeling that our presence is as appreciated as it could be after everything that we've gone through.
Well, I mean, when someone's perception of facts is jokes, and find it pretty easy to believe that.
I mean, I don't doubt that she was appreciative. I just don't know.
Either way, you need to hurry up and get to Krawlers so I can pawn off all that stuff we got from those bandits.
The armor and weapons?
Yeah,
I thought you don't get rid of weapons.
not ones that we make ourselves.
Huh. My mistake. I was always worried that we were gonna hoard every weapon we ever came across, but that helps.
No, definitely can't carry that much.
Alright, let's get the hell out of this shit town. I could live without ever coming back here again.
Same.
I'm gonna get up and collect my bedroll and get my stuff together. Wait for Axel and then head out into the little hallway.
Yep.
Okay. What are the rest of you doing?
I'll do the same, kind of gather my things and get up and head out. And I guess I'll meet Nova and Axel in the hallway, and I'll say, "Hey, this sounds kind of strange, but I was thinking about this last night. I think this town is abandoned, and you know, don't get this wrong, but we really could have used maybe some potions yesterday. I'm thinking on our way out, maybe we could just search through some of these buildings for anything that we can use."
I was thinking the same thing.
I don't think anybody here is gonna miss anything.
Seems like while it's abandoned, it also seems like it was lived in not too long ago. So I don't know. Maybe we find something useful.
I don't know.
And
I mean,
met a pigeon. Ginge said that one of the houses we went into looked like there had been recent activity.
oh,
Not like hours or whatever, but there was like dust, but it looks like there was stuff recent enough that there could have been some kind of activity, so at least in one of the houses we went in.
Mm-hmm.
This is true.
So knowing that fact, that it looked like either those people recently got brainwashed or they're from somewhere else and the people that were here left. I don't know. I'm assuming that like within the last few weeks or something there's probably been people here, so was kind of thinking it would be smart to take a little peek but try not to waste too much time.
Well, yeah, I guess canvass the village and see what we can rustle up.
More of on our way out. Let's just see if we can't. I mean, I don't want to spend hours in each one of these buildings.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Just a couple minutes, take a peek.
So you guys are going to leave the building?
Yeah.
Okay. So-
I'll probably head right, just for reference before you start. I'll probably head right and go to the first building.
So, first thing you notice when you come out of the building, it is very, very, very foggy. And you do hear somebody speaking in the distance. And you notice somebody standing right about here-ish, having almost like a conversation with themselves.
Oh,
Wait, where? Ginge? You ping it again?
Right about here.
In the pit?
No, like standing next to the pit, kind of like looking down
God damn it.
at it.
Alright.
Let's go see if this guy's a zombie. And if so, fucking blast him.
I'm gonna put my hand in front of KB. Hold on. I'm gonna detect thoughts on him. See if I get
Detect
that
thoughts?
same dead feeling that I got from the last thing I tried.
How far is detect thoughts?
Oh shit, wait. Good point.
I believe it's only 60 feet.
Yeah, it is.
My telepathy is 120. Can I just try to shout out to him?
You want to shout out to him?
In his mind,
Correct.
not. Yeah, I'll just say, hey, what are you doing here?
I am investigating. Who is this? Show yourselves now.
I guess I could have done mind link. That would have been the other option.
Is it a two-way thing? Can he keep talking, or is it just...
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he can. I'm just
Show-
ignoring him.
Show yourself now. That is a royal decree by the Gold Cloak.
shit.
I'll whisper to Nova next to me and say he's got appears to have a fully functioning brain.
Oh, that's a good start.
You have till the count of 5, and I will make you appear before
We're
me.
going. We're going. Relax.
You have to count of 5, and then I'm gonna find where you are, because I don't know where you are right
I
now.
know.
But I'm gonna find you right now if you don't come out right now. I'm gonna find you.
Maybe he has
kinda
a way to look.
slowly start approaching it.
And the moment you guys...
Well,
the
but I'm gonna
moment you...
take my sweet fucking time.
Yeah, the moment you step out, though...
Really fucking slow. Oh my god.
The moment you step out, and kind of come out into the, like the doorway, immediately the individual turns in your general direction and notices you kind of coming in his direction. He has both arms kind of like behind his back, like he's pondering something. Like he's got this long golden, like jacket, and he's got like the back of it's kind of like flipped back, and he's just like holding himself like this with the back of the coat flipped out. It is a like half at the distance that you're at. You can't make out like full details, but you notice a very lean. Oh man, I just got shit in my eye.
You got
a
shit in
very
your eye.
I know. I keep getting like I don't know, like my eye keeps getting
Careful, man. You gotta
Yeah,
wipe
but why do you
better.
have shit in your eye though?
The individual. Shut the fuck up. I'll kill you all. The individual is a kind of lean, like a lean-ish looking half orc. With a light green colored skin and dark black hair, shortly cut on the side, with kind of a longer hair on top and flipped over to one side.
Did KB, did you announce that you were like going out or like say, hey, he wants us to come out or anything, or did you just start walking?
I think I just said I just would have said like he's not a his mind seems to work fine. He wants to speak to us.
Oh,
And
okay.
then probably just walking. Yeah.
I guess we should follow him and go talk to
I'll,
this motherfucker.
I'll ask him again in his head, and I'll not ask him, but I'll just tell him, "You don't look like you're from around here."
That I am not.
I'm assuming that others are walking as well. As we get closer, I'll tell them this gentleman is here to investigate. A day late, it seems. But...
Yeah. Where the hell was he yesterday?
Sure. I'll say I'm sorry I didn't catch a name.
Are you still doing it through telepathy?
No. Once we're close, like within regular kind of speaking distance, I'll just speak out loud.
All right. As you get closer, the individual is you notice like more of the distinguished figures. He's got two almost like ruby ear piercing in both ear, a dark black kind of vest with a little like I don't know like bow tie looking thing with a heavy like gold cloak with adorned symbols on all sides. You see a dragon that kind of runs down the left side, and on the right side almost like magic runes or something like that, like engravings. Very
Would
nice.
you recognize any of them?
The magical runes
Or the symbol?
the symbols, it's a symbol of the gold cloaks. It's like a almost like a gold dragon or the cloak is gold and the dragon's kind of outlined in like a black and like
Embroidery.
red, like embroidery, and it's kind of like flamed out wings, and it seems to be blowing fire off to like one side.
Do we know of the gold cloaks?
Yeah, what are the gold cloaks?
Everybody knows the gold cloaks.
Oh, okay.
They're kind of a non-government run policing detective system.
Ah, so the Pinkertons.
Kind of
I
like
was just gonna, they're the Pinkertons, yeah.
kind of like vigilante.
Agent Milton, Pinkerton Detective Agency.
Not
There's
that
you're a wanted man, Mr. Morgan. There's a $5,000 bounty on your head alone.
yeah.
$5,000 for me?
They're kind of
You
like
mean-
Can I
Are these
turn
different than
myself
the
in?
Don cloaks?
What's up?
Are these different than the Don cloaks?
Shit, did I say? Is it Don cloaks or gold cloaks? Now you got.
I was told Don cloaks.
I think it's Don cloaks.
They just wear
it-
gold.
It is the Dawn Cloaks. I had it miscorrected. I'm thinking of something else. It is the Dawn Cloaks. But they are like a vigilante police system, but they're not recognized as like vigilante. Like they're actually like held to a very, very high standard. and
Like
they're
they're
known.
an independent organization, but
Correct.
they
They're
are
pretty
like
much recognized by like all forms of government.
their authority is widely recognized.
They don't surpass that of a king's, but like
Mhm.
pretty much right
Yeah.
up into it. Like they could legitimately stand in a court with a king, and the king could say, "I'm gonna sentence you to death," and a Dawn Cloak could be like, "I have evidence against that, and I disagree with that."
As I see the
And
symbol, I'll mention like
It's a relief to see a friendly face.
yes, but are you friendly? I believe you are staying here for the night. I've been here since later last evenings. I did hear some commotions last night, but thus I was on the outskirts of town, sleeping.
So you heard all that.
Great.
I thought I heard
Didn't think-
something.
It's best I not tell
Um,
that I was knocked out and don't remember much of it.
That is unfortunate, as I do notice the giant hole here. Would you be willing to put on record the events of the evening?
What difference does it make?
This
We
will
can
be
trust him.
reported off to, as the this town in question has been missing for some time, and the uh, whereabouts of the villagers was unknown. We had complaints coming from this region that people were disappearing. I
I'm
am here
happy to
to
tell
investigate.
you. I'm happy to tell you what was here, and explain some of why this is there. But as for our involvement, I'd like that not to be on the record. Is that okay?
It depends on what is said.
Like I mentioned, I don't quite. Everything's a blur for me. Can one of you tell him? We can trust him. Can one of you tell them what we saw? Describe the mind controlling creature.
Yeah, I
Depends.
think
Are you
what
gonna
had
slide us
happened.
some coin?
Why would I slide you coin?
For
No, we can trust him.
information? Seems like a pretty fair trade to me.
Yeah, it seems like you need something from us.
Ye-
We did a service.
I have all the
You're
information that I need on the
investigating.
town. I am just trying to get the last bit of information as to what happened to the villagers here. There looks to be no struggles in each one of the towns and each one of
How's this?
the houses. Thank you. There seemed to be some sort of creature luring people away. These people seem to have lost all train of thought and reason. Upon disappearing, these people would go below ground during the day. During the evenings and stay out of the sun during the day. Upon seeing this, and he goes on to explain like pretty much everything minus a couple of minor details. He's more
Hey,
curious. It seems to be more curious
Actually-
about what happened.
And why we're here?
Yes.
Actually, I think we're good to tell him. I think we'd prefer anonymity over gold at this point.
I just kind of scoff and say like, somebody else do it then. I'm not interested.
But that being said, I believe proper introductions are to be made. I. I'll go back down here. I had it on there. I am Harlock Combs. And who might you be?
What a
Well, that's a
motley
bit of a long
few.
story.
The motley. What was that? I did not catch the last part.
Motley few.
Careful.
I see.
What? Oh.
And what
Shit.
brings you to this region? You can see him like attentively watching each one of your bodies, faces, like he's reading each one of you guys.
I'll,
Close.
She's not getting anything from Nova. She's just kind of standing there blankly, staring.
And he keeps
Is it
looking
not-
over in the knoll.
Is it not
and-
unheard of for adventuring groups to explore rumors that they hear? You're not the only one that's heard weird things are happening here.
The difference is these rumors had been hushed throughout the region, as the town
Right.
had disappeared, close to a year ago. So, might I ask, did you stumble across this purposely, or did you stumble across this on accident?
Well, we were heading north from the Bloodpaw Falls area, coming out of my sea.
Interesting. We heard some rumors from my sea. How long ago were you in my sea?
Are we
A couple days
are we
ago?
obligated to answer to participate in this investigation?
You're not obligated, but at that point, I would add you to a list of people that I could interrogate later if need be. And you see like a little notebook come out and it begins jotting down notes.
And it's to be polite, sir, not to be rude, but I don't think who we are is of too importance, and our goals are our own. But we are happy to tell you about everything that happened here. I believe that's what you're interested in.
You were not incorrect, but I go off of all informations given to me, and the
Indeed.
information that I go off of is a disruption happened in Omira about a week or two ago. This disruption caused a attempted disruption and burglary that a group seemed to disappear into the night, and suddenly a disruptance happened in the Mycea type area. Upon investigation and talks with the town people in that area, I have noticed that the people left and headed in a northwestern type direction. Upon following this direction, I ran across this town, who happened to be on my list of investigations that I needed to look into. Upon doing so, I now run into a group who calls themselves the Motley Few. Coincidence? I don't know.
Well, that is a strange coincidence, but if you do believe we are the ones who took care of the problem in my sea, we have now knocked 2 problems off your list. I don't think we're causing you any problems.
No, not yet.
So
And I
let's just
greatly
talk
appreciate
about what
these
happened
things.
here, and then we'll go on with our lives. When we got here, we noticed that the villagers had not packed up any other things, but they also had not been a fight. And so when we began to explore, but we're a little bit cautious of what could happen. Patience and I point at her, we found the villagers underground, and they were clearly not of their right mind. And we would learn they had been mind controlled. And some of us even came to the mind control ourselves, though clearly not all of us, and we were able to fight it off. But someone else can explain it better than that. But
Have you been in the hole?
I have not. It makes no sense to crawl into a hole down a slippery, wet mudslide to be stuck
We can
down
so-
with no terms of coming up.
we can show you the creature, and we can also show you the way that the creature was mind controlling. Would that be of interest to you?
I did do some investigating and found some townsfolk scattered throughout the homes. Seemed to be almost a slug-like creature. This slug-like creature seemed to be attached itself to the outer brainstem. Upon doing so, a small spike inserted through the mouth of the slug inserts itself into the brainstem, assuming control over the brain. At that point, it comes down to whether or not the creature is smart enough to feed the individual. It looks like the last 5 individuals that I inspected, no food was consumed upon the person's deceased body.
Well,
And
That sounds right.
he just continues to like eye all of you attentively. He continually keeps side eye glancing the knoll. Just kind of keeping an eye on you and making sure that he's every time like you kind of like shift your leg or do anything, Axel, or like you make like a step forward or a step back, like to take the weight off of your foot, you notice he always keeps a constant like 10 to 15 feet from you. Bless you. if
I'm
that was-
definitely. My body language is definitely. I'm definitely trying to convey the vibe of I don't respect your authority at all to him.
Well, it
And he
seems you
gives
know more about
you-
this than we do. I came to similar conclusions that you just stated. But
I greatly appreciate that. It's more not that you're guilty, but more of a why you're here. I am assuming, though, upon the body language that I'm getting from the rest of your group and the bruises and cuts, this is more of an incident and not a direct action. Might I be correct in that assumption?
I mean, yeah, that thing kind of fucked us up.
we had indeed
you,
arrived here hoping to get a little respite from the rain.
Hey, Jin,
This was not quite what we had in mind.
Yes.
I would
Nova?
like to detect thoughts on Mr. Harlock here.
You're going to detect thoughts and get the top layer of thoughts.
Yeah, I'm not gonna probe because I don't want him to know.
Small green creature. Not threatening at all in manner of terms or way. Witly cautious. Bluish type individual standing next to Noel. Seems to be non-violent. If needed, distract with right hand cup. Make move towards Noel. Strike towards outer layer of body armor and move towards the other individuals. One caster, possibly fighter. And you get like a whole slew. Like it's almost like a rush of like
How
It's
he's
a
gonna
rush-
play out a fight if he has to get into a fight.
and then on top of that, like at the same time, it's a split on the like information. Like, you also get catches of like, he can tell you guys slept in the main house by the amount of dust that you guys have on your clothes, and he's dissecting you guys in an investigation, but at the same time, laying out like a whole fight scene in his head if he had to.
But how is he feeling about it? Like
How's
on
he
top
feel-
of thinking about all these things, is it like just relaxed? Is he
Oh,
like super,
incredibly
he's super
relaxed. He
calm? Is
feels-
he kind of feeling? Is there like some odd? Is it just like calm and collected, just collecting information kind of feeling?
Incredibly calm, incredibly collected.
Okay.
He feels
I feel like
very, very.
I feel like you were
calm.
narrating the fucking RDJ fucking Sherlock Holmes movie.
Yeah, I
like-
know.
Well, Mr.
Discombobulate. I was waiting for him to say that.
Make strike towards right-handed. Discombobulate. Move towards.
All right.
The individual seems very confident in his skills and feels like he, if had to, could take the party. But at the same
there any-
time, is not moving in any direct.
We don't get a feel of. I don't get a feel of
Like
threat. He's more
anger,
just
no.
like I'm getting the feeling that he's preparing if we were to turn on him, basically.
Correct.
All right.
Is there anything
Well-
further you'd like to know about what happened here? About the creature?
No,
Or can we be on our way?
I greatly appreciate the information that you have given me. I appreciate the the name of your group and titles. If I might, I would like to jot down your names for further record keeping on my ends.
Are we under arrest?
You are not under arrest. You're under a watch.
Can I talk to a
Don't-
lawyer?
I don't see any problem with that.
Just kidding. I'm kidding, Ginge. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Do you have a lawyer?
No,
present
okay,
or
I would have
available that
asked
you'd
like,
like to
and,
speak to?
obviously,
I am
obviously, I
Sophia.
know what that means. I'm just saying, I would say, are we under arrest?
And he looks at you and just kind of smiles. Of course not. You have done nothing that I've noticed that would in turn give you criminalist type behavior. I do
Great,
notice.
Great. I'm cutting him off. Great. So since we helped you get some information, you helped us kind of know, hey, there's more of this stuff going on. We have a long way to go, and we're already late. And I don't
I
want to
think-
camp in the middle of the woods. So I really think, since
I think
we've
you
given you all we need to
misunderstand.
know,
I think you misunderstand. Our business is our own, but him knowing who we are and what we've done won't hurt.
I'm not
us.
worried about him knowing who we are. I feel like he's a good guy. He's doing his job. My issue
But
is
this
that
is... Do you know who this is? He told us he was part of the Dawn Cloak.
yeah, I don't.
It's
It's
good
not a
for them
I
to
don't-
see what we're doing out here and see that we're, you know, helping them with stuff.
But
Are you
I
just
so I'm
kind
gonna
of
give it, knowing
we
that.
can take-
are you still reading the top layer of his thoughts?
No, I would have dropped it.
Okay, sounds good. You do
We
notice
can
him
take credit for this.
yeah, you do notice him jotting things down. He writes down the motley crew and jots down Sophia's name. But not a
I'm
problem.
Sophia.
Wait,
It's
hold
a
on,
pleasure
hold
to
on.
meet you.
So, my issue is that it's we've given information, we've explained everything that we know. I don't understand why we now have to be written down on some official piece of paper. I'm going to give you, sir, the benefit of the doubt that you're not a bad person. I think you're probably doing your job. You probably care about your job. I can't say that that's the same for other Dawn Cloaks or anybody running them. So I don't necessarily want our names floating around.
We're an
First and
adventuring-
foremost, the official documents. This is not. This is merely notes for myself. Second, all Dawn Cloaks act under a strict order of honor and confidence. And third, we all act under the top three. These individuals hold us to a higher standard than most governments are held. I do appreciate your help. I will not ask any more further questions. I do hope you wish you a well and safe journey. I would recommend sticking to the road. Granted, you don't look like you know where you're going per se. I would be going in the opposite direction as I have business elsewhere. But that being said, I greatly appreciate your enthusiasm, and might I say, someone of your kind and color is not seen upon too much in most cities. I should be all right, but watch yourself. Also, the giant gnoll creature, they are not seen much out of the Delorian wastelands, and might frighten those they come around. So also be careful with yourself, as it does. Exactly. That being said, they are seen as a warring tribe, and not seen in too many of our cities. So that being done, you have a splendid day. And he does like a deep bow, flicks his coat, and pulls up a hood, and then just begins to walk in the direction
So as
opposite.
far
of you.
as I'm concerned, he only got Sophia's name.
Correct, but it looks like he jotted down a lot of descriptions. Other
Oh,
than that.
great. Okay. I'm gonna give him a thumbs up and turn and walk away. Kind of grab Axel's arm to pull him with me.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Me and my fat fucking mouth.
It's okay. We can definitely trust him. And he
Can
could...
we? I mean, it certainly sounds like he was looking for us.
I've read a lot about the Grey Cloaks, and he was, or the Dawn Cloaks, and he wasn't lying about it.
There,
And the
It
fact
kind of sounded like
the
he was
fact he-
looking for us.
The fact he tracked us this far, his concern was there's an adventuring group that was defeating multiple places now and taking care of multiple big problems, and he didn't know who it was, and he wanted to know whose side we were on.
Who is Sophia
The-
talking to?
Patience.
Okay, just making sure.
So the more suspicious we act, the more they're going to watch us. If we're just up front, they're not going to be that interested in us.
I'm gonna link with Axel.
I hope you're right.
Yeah, I know. Upper. Oh shit, what are they called? Fuck, I just had the word and I lost it.
Upper three.
No, like,
Echelon?
yeah. I know echelon folks, and I definitely know their motives are not as pure as this guy makes them out to be. Not saying he's bad, but I'm a little worried now that some of our information has slipped out, and it appears that he jotted down a lot about us. So
like a
we have to be
lot.
yeah.
Like you
We're
watched
gonna-
him literally
flipping
pages, like as you were
While
talking.
he was talking too.
Yeah,
Just
exactly.
writing.
Like not even breaking eye contact, and was just like, yes, of course, yes, and like pages of information.
Yeah.
A little worried. At least
I do
for
love
me.
the fact that you guys got my RDJ reference.
Just a little worried.
I mean, I
Maybe
kind of got that from the name.
Yeah.
Arlock Combs.
Still talking to still talking to Axel. I'm just a little worried. Maybe not for them. Maybe they have nothing to worry about. I'm just more, I guess, worried for me.
Yeah, I mean, it's all right to give him what he wants, but I don't know why they had to go and spill our fucking day plans.
We're just gonna have to keep our ears open.
All right. He'll like linger for like, so won't say anything for 10 seconds and be like, then all of a sudden he'll be like, oh, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
I wanted to tell you, I forgot about it though. Before everything went down yesterday, you know, when we were searching the houses.
Yeah.
Since we promised to, I talked to our little buddy.
Uh-oh. How did that go?
As annoying as ever, but the important part is, he sort of talked me into rolling him, and I did.
I'm gonna like stop in my tracks. So even this is still happening in my head. I'm gonna stop in my tracks and just turn around wide-eyed and look at Axel. You didn't roll that, did you? You didn't.
I did. Got a 5, and so far nothing has happened. He didn't even tell me what I got, so.
That could be bad.
Maybe. I don't know, but, you know, I feel like pissing him off is just going to result in more bad.
And the worst thing you could do is roll him.
Yeah. I mean, if we refuse to roll him for long enough, it kind of seems like he could just make us do it anyway. At least this appeases him for a while.
Maybe I should hold him. I have a little bit of a... I'm gonna say this without saying like D&D speak. I have
psychic
aversion.
defense.
I have psychic defense. I have an aversion to psychic energy, if that's what he's using to try and get rolled. Maybe I should hold on to him.
He definitely looks hesitant, like,
Trust
I
me,
mean-
I'm not
I mean-
I'm not trying to hold him so that I can roll him. I'm
I know,
worried.
he's dangerous, and I don't want to
Pick 'em up.
put that on you.
Well, maybe just for now. And when we get to a town that's not abandoned, maybe we can find a blacksmith or something and put him back in a lead box. He was in there for a reason, and he's probably always going to curse us with his annoyance, wanting to be rolled. But I don't want him to torment you and potentially force you to roll him, especially knowing sentient objects can carry some really bad things with them and bestow bad things on you.
I mean, I would say the same for you, and, you know,
It's
not his-
fine. I am not anything that's going to harm you. We're friends, right?
he definitely, like, stops in his speech, he'll, like,
Shh. She doesn't need to know. It's fine. We're best friends, obviously.
and he tries his best to continue on like he didn't stutter in his speech, like, yeah, I'll hang on to it for now, and we'll see if we can do something about it when we get to a town. I mean, it's not as if I haven't, you know, come under this kind of stuff before. I used to be insane, remember?
Yeah, but what if something bad happens? You have to promise me that you'll talk to me. You have to tell me if he's urging you or if he's making things happen. You have to tell me.
Absolutely. That's why I'm telling you right now.
All right. We're getting rid of that thing as soon as we can.
He'll nod.
So I'm gonna keep I don't know why I haven't been doing this. I'm gonna keep Mind Link active with Axel, and he'll know that. I think it has an hour duration on it.
Okay.
So I'm gonna keep that active with him, and then I'm going to start going just briefly inside a house. So walking away from Mr. Sherlock Holmes or Harlock Holmes. And the first house I walk towards, I'm gonna do a quick, like, if the door is unlocked, I'm just gonna walk in, take a quick peek. If I run into a house that has a locked door, I'm really not gonna waste any time with it and move on.
Okay. So to save some time, as you guys go through the town and you go through a lot of things, there's really nothing here. A lot of the doors were unlocked. A lot of things were left pretty much the same first house that you guys went into. Very much weird. Like the table, chairs, everything was like perfectly in place. Looked like they almost just like got up and walked out. There was no signs of struggle. When you get to this house on the outer edge, you can definitely see where he had set up and had slept for the night. He had stayed in one of the rooms upstairs. He had like a little meal lunch. He basically made the house his home for the time being. And you can definitely tell where he went through a couple of the houses that you deeply go into and check items and check things. You do notice that just slightly some of these rooms not had been tossed, but like drawers and dressers had been gone through, journal, whatnot. And you notice that pretty much this whole upper half of houses and this ones over here and then these had all been gone through. It looks like he had gone through most of them. He had just not gotten to these ones down in this corner.
Alright.
So that's pretty much what you find. So at this point though, it's about midday-ish, 1 o'clock or something like that.
Yeah, I would not have wanted to waste more than maybe 10-15 minutes.
Oh, okay. So
Maybe
I would say
maybe
I'll say
45 minutes tops. I would probably
I would
not.
say
Yeah.
yeah, if you guys split it up into groups, I would say within an hour and a half you were able to toss those houses like that, quickly run house to house and check things.
Alright.
So at that point then it would be
I want to make sure that I just get some dirt from around the center area where the grass is. And I'll
Yep.
put it in my dirt bag.
Okay.
Dirt bag. Dirt
Dirt
bag.
bag.
I've never I've never put that together before.
yeah, at this point it's probably closer to about 11 o'clock, almost noon.
Damn. Well, if there was anything here, it was either already used before any of this went down, or picked clean by some lucky people who didn't get fucked up.
I doubt these villagers had very much. Seems like a poor place.
What
Yeah,
a
I didn't
fucking
have
place
shit.
for something like this to happen, huh?
They didn't deserve it.
Does anybody when anything like this happens? Except for maybe... Well, I wouldn't be too sad if old Donnie boy got in this situation like this.
Well, there are people that deserve it. They
They're
don't
the
usually
ones who
reside
are always
quietly in a
safe
small
from this
town,
shit.
though. Well, I've had enough of this place. I'd like to get on. Should we find Nova and Axel? Do we still want to travel with them?
It helped us both out so far.
It just doesn't seem like we seem eye to eye with them on very many things. So we have a lot to learn from them, and they are powerful. I just don't know.
Well, They say keep your friends close and, well, you know. Not saying they're enemies.
No, they're not. Oh, let's go find them.
Yeah, let's get the fuck out of Dodge.
Nova, Axel.
Yeah, we're here. I couldn't find anything good in any of these houses.
I told Patience
Yeah.
these people didn't have much. Certainly didn't deserve this.
It's unfortunate.
Not a cherry place. I'm ready to head out. If everyone else is.
Yeah, we have a ways to go
Yep.
still. Probably a good idea at least to get a little ways before we have to camp.
Strike while the iron's hot.
At least the rain's gone.
Yeah, hopefully
Is
we don't
that-
see rain for a while.
Has the fog lifted any? Or is it still
Oh.
pretty thick?
A little bit. It's still pretty decently thick.
Well, I'll
Oh.
start making my way out of town.
All right. What's the marching order?
Well, as soon as everyone else is following, I'd fall to the back again.
So whoever's in the only reason I ask is whoever's in the front needs to make a survival check
Oh my god.
because you are the one guiding the way.
I can lead.
Well, then I guess I'd be second then.
Roll it, baby.
KB, you want to take the
Ooh.
middle?
Nice. And actually, roll it one more time.
Okay.
Very nice.
Hey.
So, as you look towards town, you had a pretty good bearing before, or like you have a pretty good bearing. You take where the ocean side is and judge kind of the distance you need to walk, and you begin leading the pack out into the fog, but keeping far enough away from the ocean's edge that you guys, don't have to risk falling in and or, something happening on the cliff edge. So, as you do, you kind of head in that north-ish, northwestern, northeasty type windy path off into the woods. Um, because of the rolls, you you have a good bearing and you guys are refreshed. So you do make a good chunk of time, or you feel like you do, as you find the best paths through the underbrush, through the deeper or the thicker parts of the forest, but you do so in a manner that keeps you close enough to the edge that you don't lose track of the direction that you're heading. On that note though, roll me a D100 and tell me the number.
I don't think he's here, so I'm going. Do you want me to roll it?
If you want.
Yeah, can you do that? I'm AFK real quick.
Sounds good. Okay. Is he still AFK?
Yes.
So, we'll say with that roll, it gets you a good chunk of the way before the sun begins to go down. And because of the survival check, we'll say nat 20, you do find a nice outcrop of a large, almost boulder, but it overhangs, so it provides almost a, like a natural, like buff against the elements.
How far do we make it on the map? So we were at the green circle.
I would say roughly somewhere in this general area. Like you're not sure if you're down here, you're not sure if you're like up here per se. So roughly around that little loop.
What the fuck?
Because looking at the map, you can either do two things. You can continue the coastline, and you would add more time, but you would have an easier run to get to Krawlers. Or you try and cut through the forest and cut off a day of your time.
So we
So-
basically found a place to camp for the night.
Correct. It has a big rock overhang, provides kind of a buff against the elements. The fog is still decently thick, and you swear at a couple of points you feel like something is tracking you, or kind of like, not tracking you, but like off in the brush you can hear things kind of moving alongside of you, and then it'll stop when you guys stop, and then it'll continue. But you just continue on, and nothing actually happens with it.
Can we see Bloodpaw Falls from where we're at? Or the mountains that it would be in? Across the water? Or are we not that close to the...
You're in a little ways. If you were to go towards the edge, you wouldn't see the Bloodpaw Falls themselves, but you would see that mountain's face. Or at least you think you see the mountain face. So, as you guys break camp, set up for the night, who is taking first watch?
I'd like
Unless
to
you guys want to continue on and not break camp. Sorry, I don't mean to push that, but
You mean
yeah.
like through
No,
the
I
night?
think I like the spot that Patience found.
Yeah, this is a good spot. I think we should bed down here.
Okay.
I can take a watch. Maybe not the first. I'm still AFK.
And then,
I
what were you
can
gonna
do
say,
first,
Nova?
I don't mind.
Sorry.
Oh, I was gonna ask Sophia. So when you make those pictures that you make, do you make them with paint or do you make them with ink? How do you make them?
It's with thread. I weave them.
Oh, it's the red. He's right. It's weaving. Okay, yeah. Never mind. So it's maybe still asking because she's ignorant about that. How do you make those?
I'll pull out my spool of spells. It's a spool and there's different colors, threads and stuff.
With this.
That's pretty neat. It's like sketching out where you've been, but differently. I was just curious because I had some stuff in my pack that I thought might be useful to you, because it's not to me, but since you don't use paint, I guess it wouldn't make any sense.
When I was learning art, paint was too hard to come by. And doesn't last very long either. Especially when you live on the streets.
Yeah, I imagine thread probably holds up quite a bit better over time. I'm gonna be unpacking my bedroll as we're chatting.
Okay. Anybody else, or should we go to first watch?
Oh, I guess it's first watch.
What is Axel doing?
He's actually blankly staring, maybe up like the grounder or just, ahead. He seems to be very deep in thought.
It's brooding.
Hmm.
Pretty.
Yeah, fucking anime protagonist style.
Are there, Ginge, are there like smaller rocks in this area?
Oh, I mean, yeah,
Okay.
easily found.
Okay, I'll pick one up and I'll walk over to Axel and kind of give him a little gentle fist bump on the shoulder. Hey, up for a challenge?
He doesn't react.
Damn.
I'll hold the rock in front of his face and be like, "Bet you I can throw this farther than you can."
Huh? What are you talking about?
Let's see who can throw a rock farther.
You want to have a rock throwing competition?
I'm bored.
Fucking children.
Then
Let's
go
throw a
do some
rock.
more then go do some more push-ups at the top of a tree or something.
All right, fine. Fun.
Patience.
I will, in fact, climb a tree if there's one close by.
I mean, there's 100 of them close by. Go ahead and make a athletics check or acrobatics to climb to the top of the tree. Easily done. 4 or 5 good leaps, branch, and you are at the top of the tree.
How are we? Are we at all close to like the cliff edge? Or are we pretty far from you?
I mean, you're like 50, 100 feet off.
Okay. If I have well, I don't know how like stable is my footing up here.
Pretty stable. It's a thick tree.
Okay. I'll just take the rock and hop that shit as far as I can off the cliff.
Make a strength check. Yeah. You wind up and you get a good foot wrapped around the tree and you and like just sails off. Doesn't quite make it to the edge, but pretty close.
Damn it.
And as you're standing up there, the sun's kind of like it's setting in the distance. It's really pretty. You look out over the Obsidian Ocean.
How
And
high
you
up
rolled
is Patience in the tree?
Like 20-ish, 30 feet.
That wouldn't work. I was gonna try to do
Well-
something funny.
But you do look out over the Obsidian Ocean and you see the sun kind of setting in the distance. Kind of cool. Very pretty.
I'll
And at the same time, you see the 2 moons begin to rise on the opposite side.
It's a good spot to have a little think.
Nova, can I ask you something?
Shoot.
We've fought 2 things back to back. Once in my sea, and then once just in that village. Both times, it feels that our minds have been tempted.
I got that same feeling.
You seem to know a lot about the mind. Do you have a way that you can protect us? A way to fight off the thoughts? Perhaps. Or safeguard your mind?
That's actually something I've been working on. I do for myself, but I've been working on trying to project that outwards. So it is something I've been trying to do. And when I can, hopefully, when and if we ever come across something like that, I'll be able to do something to stop it.
It's not really magic I've ever read about. So I don't know. I don't really know what's going on. I feel very unprepared.
Point of
I
order,
kind of do too.
Nova.
Noda.
No duh.
Your village is kind of known for having that ability
Oh
because
yeah,
of
it's on my checklist. I just can't get it yet.
No, I know. I'm just saying because of the immediate the immediate being as close as you guys are to the Shattered Veil, you first and foremost know what the creatures are like. You do know that a lot of the creatures, it's not so much that they hunt. I mean, yes, there are very, very dangerous creatures that hunt specifically using like stealth or strength, or like those kinds of means. But specifically, a lot of your people know in your town, usually, or your village, people that go missing are usually the elderly or the very young. They don't have the ability to protect their mind, because a lot of the creatures that actually hunt and hunt very well are those that hunt with the mind. A lot of those creatures have adapted the ability to sway the mind to get you to come to them.
It just makes sense why we settled there, because
Correct.
nobody else could.
A lot of people do not, and a reason a lot of people aren't allowed in the Shattered Veil. The creatures there are very dangerous. They lure with falsities, like falsehoods. So that, yeah, just
Perfect. So I'll have a heart to heart with Sophia and kind of like lean back on my bedroll, looking at the sunset. Where I grew up, there was a lot of creatures that resided around us that didn't use the same tactics that predators do in the wild out here. Most of them would use tricks of the mind, and I spent my childhood growing up learning how to strengthen my mind. That's what everybody did. We all learned how to use our mind and fight those that would try to penetrate it away. So I'm not surprised to see things like that are present elsewhere, but yeah, I just, it's not something I've learned. We were training for it. It's something that if I had stayed longer, I maybe would have learned. I'm trying my best on my own to figure out how to protect others. I know I was protected a lot when I was younger by somebody else because I didn't have the ability to protect my own mind. So be patient with me. I'm trying, hopefully, to protect you guys from things like that happening again.
Well, everything I can do, I can pretty much learn on my own as well. It's a lot of trial and error. Some things work and some things don't, and I don't really understand a lot of it. But
What
their
made
magic
you
is so
leave?
different.
McKibby, go ahead.
What made you leave prematurely?
Well, I had to. I wasn't really I don't really know how to explain it. I basically I had to because I wasn't right for my people.
Yeah.
They needed something specific from everyone, and I couldn't give them what they wanted. So I needed to leave. Not that you rolled it, but you would sense that she's being genuine about that.
Yeah.
Hoping that
You
the
ever
big
miss it?
wide world had a little bit more to offer, maybe a place that I would fit in better. Haven't found it yet, but hoping someday there's a place that would be accepting or willing to have me.
I've given up finding a place that I'll fit in. But I think people can at least make you feel a little welcome. I feel like I'm where I belong when I'm with patients.
I get that sense from you too. You kind of remind me of an old married couple a little bit.
Sophia gives you like a weird glance, as if that had never occurred to her.
I mean, it's just
Well, it's not like that. But when I had no one, I had her. I see a similar thing with you and Axel. You'll always have each other's back.
yeah, and I get that from Patience. I can tell that pretty much the forefront of her mind at all times is keeping you safe, and I imagine you feel the same. It's good to have somebody that you can trust and that you know will always have your back, especially when you feel alone in the world.
Her skills are a lot more useful for surviving than mine. I'm glad she's with us.
You have your share of talents.
Ooh,
Getting there.
Ooh!
look at that background.
Lore dump! Love it.
Getting there.
What about you, KB?
Mm.
What are you looking for?
Well, I guess my person that's home, you know, is out here somewhere. So I need to find them.
When you say
It was
find,
also just
what do you mean? When you say find, do you mean you've lost them or you haven't found them yet?
oh, I've lost them. I don't know if I mean I've lost them. I don't know if it's fair to say, but they left, um, and I think it was time for me to also leave home. You know, like you said, not too different from you. I didn't really, I wasn't really part of my people at home, so
Yeah, it's almost like
there's
you look at your people and you're like, they all fit into this box, and they all fit so well together in that box, and you just feel like there might not be room for you, but also you don't see where your place really is amongst them because you're just too different.
yeah. Well, I I think they need me, even if they don't want me, because the life they know wasn't chosen by them. You know, not in the same way that these creatures control your mind, but uh, in the way that your life choices are a social construct that sometimes are not actual choices, and a lot of them can't see that. But I've seen it my whole life, and so I think one day I'll be able to show it to them.
Can your family all do magic too? Are they the ones that taught you like Nova?
No, no, they don't. But uh, my parents thought I was cursed when I was a small child, so they abandoned me.
You'll see as
Uh,
you're telling your story and explaining all this, Nova will have is now sitting up, kind of arms on her knees, like enthralled, listening to you, like you're speaking her story, or like she feels like, oh my god, yeah, yeah, yeah. She's like totally like, you can see like the involvement and how she feels about what you're saying.
Vested.
Vested.
yeah, but goblins don't have a lot of opportunities in this world, so my clan had worked for a wizard for decades, centuries. I don't know exactly how long, and they were convinced that there was something wrong with me. So my parents abandoned me, but there was another kind of strange man that lived just outside of our village, another goblin that had kind of took me in. And he had not exactly the same abilities, but some of the same abilities as me. And so he sort of raised me, gave me a name, right? My parents never named me. And I think in some ways I was lucky to have that because he was he had all these books about the world and what it was and people and the struggle of people in all different parts of the world. And so I think I got an education that I otherwise wouldn't have.
Is it
But
normal
the
for
rest
goblins
of
to not get names?
no, it's not.
Wow. I'm sorry.
That's okay. They we always have to make the choice based on the information we have at the time. And if you get new information later, that doesn't mean you made the wrong choice. Right?
It's true.
Oh, I have siblings. My parents were under the impression that this curse that I had would spread to them, could cause harm to them. So, um, simple math meant that I had to go. So that's the best choice they could make with the information they had at the time. Can't, hard to blame them for that.
It's barbaric, though. You're their child.
Maybe
How do you choose between your children?
their choices are not their own. Their lives are ruled and dictated by this wizard that they're all kind of forced to serve. Otherwise, they'd be expelled into the wild and probably die.
If I could show, real quick, out of character, if I could show stream what our dungeon master is doing the whole time that we're doing this, it would be amazing. He's literally sitting back in his chair eating popcorn and making faces.
So, you think your parents were keeping you safe from this wizard?
I think they were keeping my siblings safe from me.
Well, it sounds like your parents and mine would have gotten along great.
One day I'll be able to show them that things don't have to be the way that they are now. But I'm not prepared to show them that, and I don't think that they're ready to see it. But one day.
Well, at the rate we're
Your
going,
stories-
we're only going to get stronger.
Your story is not that different either. Patience and I too were eventually taken in, though he was quite the fighter. And while Patience clearly took to his skills, they weren't really for me.
But you have different skills. There's nothing wrong with being different. If that's anything all of us can take away from what we just learned, there's nothing wrong with being different.
I think we're all that.
What's Axel doing?
He'd be like sort of nearby, probably sharpening his weapons.
Mind link. Little bell rings in his head.
Bing.
You've got mail.
Knock knock.
You got mail.
You okay over there? Seem like you're off in thought.
Because I am.
What's going on? Is that dice tormenting you?
No.
You care to share?
Just, thinking about how I can do my job most effectively.
Is that all you think about all the time?
That's a large part of it.
But what do you want to do? Like after... So we go to Kalor. And wherever else. We're probably not going to travel all together forever. What do you want to do?
Who says we wouldn't?
Well, I can't speak for them. But I imagine they probably won't want us sticking around them for forever. Maybe they will.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I wasn't asking them. I was thinking that you said we wouldn't be traveling together for forever.
Well, where would we go? Everywhere? Any
If you
place
feel like it,
specific?
sure.
You just want to travel forever? Don't you ever think about finding a place to just not have to worry?
Not exactly possible with my people.
But you don't have to be part of that if you don't want to.
That's not what I meant.
What, you think they'll come find you?
No. But it's not as if I could just keep myself in check forever.
I could keep you in check.
I sure hope so.
And I'm gonna keep, like before, keep the mind link open for its duration.
All good. Sounds good. And yes, I did enjoy my popcorn. I love that shit. So
Good.
that's my favorite stuff. Backstories and lore, baby.
Well,
And
I'll
What
pull
are
out
you
my book.
talking about? What are you talking about, Ray?
What?
The two biggest assholes in the party.
Hey, that includes myself.
Who's the other
Anyway.
asshole? Oh, I just made the connection. Because I was like, I literally just sat here and poured out my heart. Okay, got it. Right, we're good.
No,
we're
no,
good.
no, no.
We're good.
I'm talking about Patience and Axel.
I figured it out.
No, I was very
Yeah.
entertained.
I'm gonna I'll pull out my spool and I'm gonna start kind of threading a tapestry of the camp, kind of, that we're in,
okay.
which is me setting up the alarm. So.
Okay. Sounds good.
I got close.
Yeah, close to what?
I felt it during that fight with the thing. It started to gnaw its way back from wherever I shoved it.
So, imagine, out of character, Axel's talked to Nova to some degree about this, right? Or what
Yeah, the hunger.
Yeah. So I would definitely be aware of what he's talking about then.
Mm-hmm.
Does it ever go away, or is it always going to rear its nasty head? Is that just part of it? It's just always going to be there?
That depends. You have to go kill every single one of my people's dad.
Maybe we should. If that'll make it stop.
Yeah, well, good luck finding him. And even then, nobody's even sure if killing him will make it go away. It's just the best leading theory.
Well, I'm good at finding people, and you're good at fighting. So, since we're going to be traveling forever, wouldn't hurt to try.
I think it would very much, in fact, hurt to try.
Well, maybe traveling's part of it. Maybe we learned something we didn't know before. Maybe there is something that can be done, and we just don't know about it yet.
I doubt it.
Well, I'm not giving up on it, just as easily as you are.
I haven't given up. I just think it's impossible.
Well, that's what I mean. I don't think it's impossible. It's gotta be something to make it stop or go away or get quieter.
I mean, that's what I do every day. I just shove it down to the deepest, darkest pit of my mind and hope it doesn't start bubbling back up.
It sounds so exhausting to have to live like that, though.
Yeah, well, that's Knowles for you. Cursed by blood will die by that very same curse. Every single one of them.
Well, not if I have anything to say about it. Seems like KB knows a lot about being cursed. I certainly do. So there's gotta be something.
His quote-unquote curse is hypothetical. This is real.
Maybe. But that doesn't mean there isn't something. And if there isn't, then there isn't. But without knowing everything, and without getting knowledge that you didn't have before, there's no way to say for certain. So I'm going to keep that thought in my mind. That we might find something out that can help, that can glean some information on if there is something that can be done, or if anybody's heard anything. With all this traveling, we're likely to run into somebody at some point that knows or has heard of something. So I'm willing to look, to ask those questions. But I guess in the meantime, you have to just keep fighting it.
Nothing new.
I'm gonna kind of frown at him. Don't give up on it. I know it's hard. But don't lose hope that there might be something better.
If you choose to think that way, then I'll agree with you.
Knowing Knoll history makes me sad. Oh god.
While this is happening, Patience, you find yourself sitting across the tree. You find one of the thicker branches. Wrap your legs around it, find a nice little cushioned spot that you can plant your butt. And watching the two moons comes up, kind of like a transcendence and a calm washes over you. take your 3 deep breaths like you were kind of shown. You cross your legs and place your hands down onto your knees. 1 breath in, 1 breath out. 1 breath in. And on your exhale, you feel a part of your body detach. And you float. And as you begin to float, you find yourself kind of hovering up and out, looking for a certain individual that is near and dear to you. And as you begin to find that connection, you begin to form the connection, and you feel a tendril and a connection. And as you go to latch onto it, it breaks. As the tendril is too, you can't seem to hold on to the inner peace that you want. And you find yourself frustrated and angry, and as that happens, you are sucked back into yourself. And you open your eyes with a deep frustration. As it's at this point, the 2 moons are the highest in the sky. And it's getting pretty dark, and you hear the conversations below you begin to kind of die down. People crawl into their sleeping bags. The fire is roaring. The warmth is had. Do you continue to stay up in the tree?
Yeah, I'll just like kind of say to people as they're bedding down, I can take the first watch up here. For 1 second.
Don't bother. I'm gonna stay up all night.
All right then. Suit yourself.
With
I'll
that
stay
light
up in the tree
link's
then.
still up. I can stay up with you for a while if you want.
Go ahead.
I'll get up from my my god, the word bedroll. Losing my brain function. And I'll go sit next to where Axel is. Kind of just look out at the. Well, I guess is it? I suppose is it? You see, we saw the moon's coming up, but is it officially like dark out now?
Yeah, it's pitch black, and you hear these sounds of night. You know, crickets, bugs, predators of the night, other creatures of the night, herbivores that are out eating.
Now looking up at the stars, I'll kind of smile and bioluminesce for an hour.
Okay. So, who's taking first watch?
Sounds like Axel. I'll stay up with him for
The first watch?
short
Second
rest.
watch?
You only need a couple hours, right?
Yeah, like 4. 3, 4.
Short rest is just an hour.
Yeah, I was gonna say, hold on. No, I got
Well,
that
I mean,
wrong.
so that I don't get exhaustion. How long would I need to sleep? Would it be 4 hours? How does
Well, you
that
need a long rest to avoid exhaustion.
Correct.
And long rest is 8 hours.
Yes.
With like 2 hours of downtime. Usually is.
So I'll do 2 hours of downtime, and then I'll take my rest.
Okay.
So I'll just sit with Axel for a couple hours before drifting to sleep.
Alright. Axel, roll first watch.
18.
First watch goes off without a hitch. The night is peaceful, incredibly quiet other than the crackles of the fire. Second watch.
Be really funny Axel, so Nova is like sitting up with you, and it would have been like after a couple hours, she'd be sitting there, just kind of hanging out, and then just like falling asleep on accident.
He'll rummage around in your pack and drape your blanket over you before going back to sharpening his weapons, and he will continue to stay up.
Okay. I need.
By the way, Diablo, the KB collecting dirt reminds me of Yasha collecting flowers.
Hmm.
Oh, have you seen Campaign 2? I can't remember. Coral?
Yes and no, kind of.
Oh, okay. So maybe you hadn't caught that. She would do that like every chance she got where places they'd go where they'd stay, she'd collect flowers.
Okay.
Who's doing the second watch?
Me.
You? Okay. At this point, are you continuing to stay up with him, Nova?
No, I would have fallen. I'm doing the long rest, so it would be those couple hours I'd be up with them, and then I would have accidentally fallen asleep.
All right. KB, are you staying up with him or no?
No.
Okay. Patience. You'd said that you might have. I'm not sure what you're doing.
I'm staying up in the tree, but I imagine after a while I'll drift off.
Okay. Roll a perception check for your second watch.
14.
As you sit there, Axel and the fire crackles. Calm kind of washes over you, and you begin to ponder and think about the hunger, about your previous life, about the wastelands, about your previous group that you ran with. And you become frustrated, and you look over at Nova and soundly asleep along with the rest of the group. You begin to think to yourself, is this my new group? Is this my new peace? And you hear, Axel, is that you? What are you doing here? And a familiar voice rings in your ears. Shenzi? And you're drawn towards the voice in the forest. Axel, is that you? And that's where we'll end our night.
Oh.
Fuck you! No! Oh! It's not fair. Now he's lying stream. That's not over yet. That was a joke.
Yeah, we still got 3 more hours. Come on.
Keep going. Anyway, Ginger, as you were saying, go ahead.
Yeah.
Sorry for interrupting.
Anyways,
Get your
stream.
popcorn out and keep talking.
It's hard to talk when I'm eating. Thank you
Oh.
for joining us. Have a wonderful night. Thank you for meeting my characters. Hopefully you'll meet some more tomorrow, next stream, next Wednesday. Join us next week.
Yeah, thanks for hanging out for the lore dump. Finally did a little bit of... We've had little bits and pieces, but finally got a little bit of extra background in there, and it's always fun. We will see you next week, Wednesday, 8:30 Central. Have a wonderful, safe weekend. Remember to be kind to each other, and we'll see you then.
Deuces.
Ta-ta!
Party on, dudes. Be excellent.
Bye.